Hey there everyone, it's Misty here from TheJollyFatElf. Happy Monday. Thank you so much for joining me. Before we get into today's video, if you missed my Playing With Me video that I posted yesterday, then you're probably wondering what is going on. So if you saw my crafting tour, you know that I had 3 lights on tripods right here. I keep coming this way, but it's like, can't do that. Anywho, I had 3 lights there. You may have also seen that Roxy has a ledge down there by the window, and she was having to jump over all 3 tripods to get to her ledge. She's now considered a senior cat. I don't want to talk about it because I will probably start crying because she's still a baby to me. And I really wanted to give her an unobstructed walkway. So I picked up a new light. I sold my old lights and I picked up a new light and I got a couple of tripods. So that light is supposed to be here Wednesday. We know how Amazon works. If you really need it, it'll probably show up at like 10 p.m. So we'll see. But I hope by Thursday or Friday, I'll have it all set back up and I can start filming back there again. Okay, there's that. This is going to be one stamp 3 ways. So if you're new to me, new to my channel, I have been doing these kind of sporadically. I aimed for once a month, but it's just what it sounds like. I take one stamp set and then I show you 3 different ways to use it. So the last 2 years, I've been on a mission to kind of slow down my consuming, like buying, etc. And one way I'm doing that is project use your stuff. And in that kind of same vein, I want you to be able to pick up a stamp set and be able to kind of come up with 3 different ways you can use it rather than just a one-time use, or rather it just sitting in your collection and not getting any use. Ask me how I know. So going forward, so through April, I will be doing a one stamp 3 ways featuring the new Stamp Anything release for the month. So this month, it's Yabba Dabba Doo. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through the Copic coloring of each of the characters. And then on Wednesday, I'll walk you through all 3 cards that I've made. Well, I've made 2. The third one is going to be just, if it comes out the way that I have it in my head, it'll be a miracle and I will be excited. So yeah, if you haven't already, I hope you'll consider subscribing. Posted a Play With Me video yesterday. If you're like, I don't understand. Well, I kind of sit down and I plan my week and basically have a conversation with myself, although I feel like I'm talking to you guys and talking to a friend. They're normally anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour. This one, I initially thought I was all over the place, but I was actually I actually did a pretty good job. So that's listed, or that's yesterday's video. Thank you to everyone who signed up for the newsletter in order to get their entry into the 14K giveaway. I will announce that winner in Wednesday's video. There's actually 3 winners. So I will announce those winners in Wednesday's video. You can still sign up for my newsletter if you want to. I'm going to have it linked down below. I'm not going to spam you, but I do have something really big coming up soon and I want to be able to share that with you. But yeah, I mean, maybe I'll do a digest every 2 weeks or whatever of everything that I've posted. I don't know, you guys. Again, I don't like to write, which is why I don't have a vlog or blog. I mean, so yeah, anyway. What else do I need to tell you? If you're interested in Valentine's shirts, or just if you're a reader and you love book themed t-shirts, be sure to check out my Etsy shop with my merch that is listed down below. I will have links to everything that I'm using in today's video as far as like the Stamp Anything stamp and die. Now the stamp set is on not back order. The stamp set sold out, but it's going to be right back in stock. So click on that link and sign up so you get notified when it'll be right back in. So yeah, that was a lot of talking. So subscribe if you haven't already. Be sure to say hi in the comments. If you're new, let me know so I can say hello back. I'm trying to get better at comments. If you watched that, if you watched the Play With Me, you know I talked about that a couple of times, I think. So yeah, anyway, coloring today, putting together on Wednesday. So without further ado, let's head over to the craft table and we'll get to coloring. Misty. Talkie. Hey friends, editing Misty here. About halfway through this video, there is some kind of crinkly, crunchy noise. I have no idea where it came from, and I don't have time to redo the voiceover, so I apologize for that. So if you're wearing earbuds, it may sound a little loud, but it only lasts like a couple of seconds, so I apologize for that. And the reason why you guys didn't get a video on Friday is because I didn't realize it was Friday. My husband had been off for 3 weeks and I lost track of time and realized too late that it was Friday and not Saturday, and I didn't get a video. But you're getting a video every day every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for the next couple weeks. Okay, bye. Okie dokie friends, here's a look at everything that came in this month's release. If you sign up for Stamp Club, you get all of these products at a discount. I will have that listed down below, and I think I mentioned in the intro that all of the Stamp Anything links are affiliate links. So if you make a purchase, I earn a very small commission, but I appreciate it. I got $9 the other day in my PayPal, and that was a surprise, and that was so much fun. So normally I leave this part out of the videos because you guys have seen me stamp a million times, but if you're new, maybe you're a newbie, maybe you're just stumbling over me because you saw Flintstones in the title. So these are photopolymer stamps, and they are made out of the exact same material, front and back. So they're sticky. They're sticky on the back so they can stick to a stamping surface, which also makes them sticky on the front. So one way that you can take care of that is to remove the stickiness on your hand. Here I'm trying to decide if I'm going to stamp just the adults, or if I'm going to, or what, just the adults or what. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to rub it on the back of my hand or pat it on the back of my hand before I put it down. And I'm going to do that to the stamps, like this part that's going to get the ink. And something that I found, especially now that I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black more, is that I don't have to worry about not getting the eyes completely filled in. And I don't know what that is about, but it is definitely something that I do. So like I said, I'm going to kind of take, people call this season. I don't know about that. I'm just taking the sticky off. Now, again, this doesn't remove all of it, and one way to see is lining up your stamps and then putting your stamp whatever on top of it and then pulling it up. So I do that until it won't pull up the cardstock, and that's my trick, is just remove, like put some of your oils on the back. You can see me doing more with my palm. That kind of helps not only it to stop sticking, but I also think maybe the ink adheres a little bit better. So I wanted to share that with you in real time, just so you could see. And here you can see I'm making sure that nothing is going to lift up, and I'm not going to double stamp. So as I mentioned, I've been using Memento Tuxedo Black. I've used the Stamp Anything ink. I've used the MFT ink. I've used Gina K ink. I think I've used basically all of the ones that I know that are Copic friendly. And I found that with the Memento Tuxedo Black, I don't get as much bleed, not necessarily bleed, but when you use a light color, sometimes with an ink, it'll pull that ink into the where you're coloring, and I don't find that happens with Memento Tuxedo Black. So you can see here, I'm only going to stamp it one time, and I'm going to stamp it twice. I'm only going to stamp it twice. I'm not having to stamp it 100 times, and that's not Stamp Anything's. That's just photopolymer. That's what it do, and that's what it does. All right, now let's get on to coloring. For the skin, I'm going to be using E53, E51, E50, 55, and 34. So for For Barney and Fred, they both on the show have like a 5 o'clock shadow around their face. And I wanted to make sure that I added that to what I was coloring. So that E55 is a different tone. It's more of like a khaki color, and I feel like it really stands out against the skin color that I'm using. Now, I color darkest to light, so I start on the outside with my darkest color, start at the bottom with my darkest color, start on the inside with my darkest color, and then blend it with my I go from light to medium to dark. Normally I don't use more than 3 or 4 markers. Sometimes I have to, like my 51 ran out of ink as I was coloring, so I had to move on to a different color, but normally I wouldn't. So when I color a face, I just find where the shadows would be. So that swoop of hair would go a little bit across his forehead, and you get a shadow under that. That little piece of hair on his side of his head, you get a little shadow under that. you'd get your darkest part of your face is around your face. And that's like, if you wear makeup, you know that because that's where we put bronzer. So that's how I like to do it. He had started to dry and I realized that I wanted his nose to have a bit more color. So for Fred, I'm doing the same thing. I'm bringing in the darkest color first, and then I'm going from that color to the next color. And then I like to leave the center of the face, the highlighted part. Again, if you wear makeup, you want to accentuate the center of your face is where a lot of people highlight, etc. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Man, I apologize. I'm not even tired. And I'm drinking a soda and it's 5:30 or 4:30. I'm going to lose my brain. So I, again, just darkest to lightest. And I brought in that 34, the E34, to give it a bit more shadow and a bit more depth. Now, the picture I found, it actually looks like that cartoon is one layer. Like, I don't know that I noticed any shadows, highlighting, etc. But I wanted to go ahead and color it as I do. Now, this is not meant to be an in-depth tutorial. If you want an in-depth tutorial, I can do my best. I do have some color with me videos, coloring in real time. If I remember, I will link those on the Inslate. You can find them on the channel though, where I actually go in real time and talk you through it. So if you're interested in that, you can find that out. If you want me to do a video step by step on how I color, let me know. I don't consider myself a pro at that. I don't consider myself like a fantastic colorer, but I'm also not someone who's creating an art piece. I'm also not someone who deals in realism. I'm someone who colors because I craft. Like, I color for cards. I don't color for masterpieces. And although I think some of my cards do turn out to be masterpieces, I am not someone who's concerned about where the shadow is coming from and all of that other stuff. I recommend Kitten Clouder if you're interested in that. She has classes and she has them for all ability types. And hers mostly lean realism, but they also kind of look like what you would look like AI generated, but it's not AI generated. I don't know how to explain that. But anyway, she teaches and she has monthly classes. You can get a class of the month, I guess, and then you can buy some back classes. I've done that and I need to do a couple. But again, if that's something that you guys want, let me know. What other things or techniques would you like me to talk about? Do you want to see heat embossing? Do you want me to do watercolor? Do you want me to just do a basic, this is how you make a card? That's definitely something I want to focus on this year, is a bit more education. And I know some of you are seasoned pros at this and you watch these videos just for enjoyment, or maybe you're just someone who likes to listen to my voice. I actually had someone tell me that and I'm like, you are the only person in the whole wide world that's ever said that they like my voice like that. So for Betty and Wilma, I added blush for them, but I didn't add blush for the guys. Sorry, I keep yawning. I apologize. So I have picked some oranges for Wilma's hair. It's YR05, 16, Y38, and then YR21. It's a bit more red on TV, or from what I can find. And this is pulling a bit more orange, but that's because I couldn't really decide from my hex chart what color would work other than like coloring over this with a red, and I didn't want to do that. Again, the characters are flat on TV, like there's no shadow or anything. But again, this is in real life, it's going on a cute card. So yeah. Coloring with some dimension. Now for her hair, I'm just following that inner line with the darkest color and then going darkest to lightest and then coming back in lightest to darkest. So that's kind of, again, that's how I like to color. So I'm using the same oranges on Fred's, what are we calling this? Is this a dress, a shirt, clothes, whatever we want to call it. And I'm not doing a whole lot of shading on this. just because there's really not enough room, but I did do darkest in the middle and then kind of going out to the lightest. Next, I'm bringing in B06 and B06 and B04. That's going to be the blue for his tie and the blue for Wilma's dress. And that's the one thing I did enjoy about doing this. Like, I used those oranges on Wilma, on Pebbles, and on Fred. I used the blue on Betty and Fred. I used the brown, like the same browns on Bam Bam and Barney. And that made it so much easier. I really didn't have to think of a lot of colors. Now, I used toner grays for Fred's hair. So I used T10, 8, and 6. And I didn't really like it. I don't know what it was, but I was just like, okay, this isn't really working for me. I didn't feel like it was quite dark enough. So in just a minute, I'm going to bring in 110. 110 is actually what I used to color in the triangles on his sheath or whatever. So for Betty's hair, I went ahead and used in grays. So in 10, 8, and 6. I normally go every 2, and that's kind of how I do my blend. And then I do end up coming in with 110, which is just a black, to darken it up. So I'm starting closest to her face, and as I move up, it's getting lighter because I guess I do have a light source. It's always from the top of the head. So I always color the top of the hair the lightest. And that's what I'm doing here. And like I said, I brought in this 110 to kind of bring in a bit more darkness because I felt like it was looking more like a gray that you would get as you age, rather than, I mean, I don't know how old she is, but she's young. She's got a little baby, or a toddler. So I didn't want it to look too that way. So I'm using a clicker free pen to color in their eyes. I can't find my Micron brush pen to save my life. So I like to go over and deepen up the black pupils of their eyes. Now, I am the only person, I think, that doesn't do an entire circle around their, like, as their pupil or around their pupil. I don't like that look. For me. I love it on everybody else's cards, but every time I try it, I screw it up. And so I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I've just now gotten to the point where I'm comfortable adding like dots in their eyes. So you're not going to see me do that, but look at any of the other people's cards and they do use the circle. Now, I mentioned using like a circle stencil, and I bought one and Michelle reminded me of it. But my issue is with the pen, like getting the ink flowing, and then you go to your paper and then it's not flowing. And I'm like, what in tarnation? So for Barney's hair, I'm using Y08, Y06. I wanted to keep it very cartoonish and that's very bright and vibrant as a blonde. So here is how I die cut. So I'm going to bring in the coordinating dies, and then I'm going to bring in some washi. Now I have a whole bin of washi tape that I didn't like or don't like the pattern or I think is ugly, etc. And I just used that to tape down the dies. And I will kind of do the same thing with the washi tape as I do with the stamp set. I will run a piece on the back of my hand to remove most of the stickiness, because in the past, before I started doing this, the washi tape will pull up whatever you've colored, because that paper isn't completely dry. And I mean, you could leave it to dry and see how you do, but it's just as easy to run it on the back of your hand and do that. Now, these have a bit of an outline to them, so you just want to make sure that you line it up. Then I am going to get these die cut, and this is what they look like, and they're so much fun. This has been my, Fred and Barney, I don't know what it is about this particular set. It's probably some of my favorite chibi art that Stampin' Anything has done. So I really, really like it. So here I'm using a white gel pen, and I'm just adding little dots. Like I said, I'm just getting to the point where I'm comfortable doing that. This is a Karen marker, Karen white gel pen. Their customer service is non-existent, but I did get this recommendation from Betty, who is a design team member as well, and it's the best white gel pen I've ever used in my life. It's called a Karen Milky Way, maybe. I don't remember. If I can find it, I will link it down below. But yeah, so really good. Better than the Jelly Roll and better than the Sigma. Is it Sigma? Signo. Sigma's makeup brush is misty. So for Pebble's hair, like I mentioned, I'm using the exact same colors that I used for Betty's hair. And I'm just coloring, adding just a little bit of shading in different parts and giving her a little bit of highlights. Nothing too spectacular. For their skin, I used the lightest of the skin colors. And then I did add blusher to both of them. And yeah. For Pebble's pants, I could not find an exact match. I needed a turquoise that had more of a blue to it. So BG49 is as close as I got. And yeah, sorry, that was my arm on the desk. For Bam Bam, I'm doing the exact same. His hair is over his face, so I'm going to make sure that I add my shadows there. And then I'm just doing a line around their limbs and then coloring in the middle. Simple, super simple coloring. Because again, I'm not trying to make this look realistic. I mean, they're not realistic because they're cartoons. And I don't even want to talk about the movie. We'll just not talk about that live action movie. So I'm using BG49 on her little raw, what are those called? What are those called? Boomers? Oh Lord, my brain. Anyway, and then I'm using YG05 and 11 on her like dress. For Bam Bam, oh no, I didn't write down those browns. I'm pretty sure it's 34 and 39. Yeah, I used the exact same ones as I did with Barney. So he has, I think it's supposed to be a leopard print or something on his outfit, and I tried my best. As for his hair, I used E41 and E40 just to give it a little hint of something because it's not completely white. So after I add my eyes to that, that's it. We're done. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate you. I can't wait to show you the cards that I've made with this set, and I hope that you enjoyed this. As I mentioned, leave me a comment letting me know, what do you want to see? Do you want me to work on particular techniques? Just tell me what you would like to see. Which one of these is your favorite character? Let me know if you've picked it up. But other than that, don't forget to check the description box for all of the things. I hope you have a good day, night, weekend, wherever you are. I love your faces, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now. Oh, next video, Wednesday.